Hi, this is Sherry Veronica, and you can always tell when a member of the Black community is speaking because Mia Motley called a news conference where she talked about the country not in crisis right now, but 15 years down the road. It could be, Barbados could be in problems with the National Insurance Fund. Now, she knew this before she was dancing up and prancing up on stage during Crop Over, but that didn't stop her, okay? That did not stop her. The country is not in crisis. That's what she's saying. But to stop it from being in crisis 15 years out, you got to do something. Like I said, this is a Black person talking because a white community, they plan for centuries down the road. They'll be planning 200 years out. 200 years out, they'll be looking at situations and planning exit situations for 200 years into the future. So let's talk about the National Insurance Fund, okay? First off, the government of Barbados need to stop using funds from that fund. They need to stop taking money from the National Insurance Fund when they get into trouble. They get themselves in trouble, they need to get themselves out. That's number one. Number two, fire everyone who has badly managed the fund and hire competent people who have demonstrated their competence in investments. That's number two. They cannot be affiliated with the DLP or the BLP. They cannot be politically affiliated with those two major parties. That's number two. Number three, no one with a savings of millions of dollars. Let's say you have millions of dollars. Yes, you contributed to the fund. Yes, but you did pretty well. Barbadians spent money with you. The good Lord showed you favor and you did well. But you will not or should not take from the fund when it's time for you to retire, or if there's an injury, or if your business closes. Just as long as you have savings enough to keep you going, you should not show up anywhere around no government building asking for money. She talks about solidarity. This is about country, Mia Motley said. Okay, reading from her words. It's not about government. It's not about any party, not even about the NIS alone as an institution. It is about the people of Barbados. Barbados requires a strong system of solidarity. And that NIS, the NIS system for us, this is Mia Motley talking, is that system of solidarity. So in solidarity, if you have millions of dollars, do not go to the fund to collect anything when you have retired or if something goes wrong. Okay, that's number three. Number four, people who have never worked, people who have never contributed to the system, except for mothers, women who have had kids, children, and they put them out into the marketplace, they're exempt. But any other person, non-national or someone who has become a national, if you have not contributed to the system, you shouldn't get anything. You should not claim anything. And anyone who comes back from the United States and they're getting their Social Security out of the United States, or they're getting their pensions from whatever employer they had, they're getting their money, they should not be able to claim anything and deplete the fund. Okay, the fund should be special for people who need it. So if you're getting Social Security and that Social Security is enough for you to do whatever you need to do, pay your bills, eat your food, whatever you have to do, you cannot claim anything on that fund. And lastly, people are asking for, what can we do? What can we do? Lastly, the employers who say that they pay into the fund for their employees, but they didn't, that particular employer should forfeit his money if he's not doing well, if he doesn't leave working with millions of dollars. He should never get a penny from the NIS scheme if he did not pay in for his employees whatever money is due to him, because he probably paid in for himself. That money should be kept for the employees who will come online in the future time to claim the NIS benefits. So it should target employers who did not do what they were supposed to do. They said that they were going to do it. They showed paperwork making employees think they were paying into the scheme, but they didn't. Those employers should be penalized. Their money should be forfeited and kept for the employee when that employee or employees come online for that benefit. So there are ways that you can secure the fund, the National Insurance Fund. There are ways you can secure it. You just have to get serious about it. And the number one seriousness is tell your government under no circumstances should they dip their hands in the fund to stop a leak. Under no circumstances should they go to the fund. Tell your government keep their hands out of the National Insurance Fund. Tell your government do not touch it and have it run. Fire everyone who's there, because if it is going to be bankrupt in 15 years, something's wrong. So fire everyone who's there and hire competent, non-aligned, no party affiliation. Hire competent people with investment successes to run the fund. So keep your hands off the people's money, okay? Talking to the government, and hire some decent people to make sure that the money grows while it's in there. Penalize employers who say they do but do not pay into the fund. Anyone who's holding a whole lot of money, you have a whole lot of cash, no money for you. No money. If you can support yourself, do not pull from the fund. Share Veronica and tell Mia Motley that if she's going to call a conference acting all serious, talking all seriousness, to be up on stage prancing around, dancing around, having a good time. She looks like she's not serious. Yeah, she speaks well. Yeah, she could put some words together and sentences together, but to be up there on stage prancing around and having a good old time, and then coming out a week later acting all solemn, telling the people, oh, the National Insurance Fund may be in trouble and we have to tighten our belts. It's ridiculous how she behaves, and then comes to you talking all serious. She needs to work on herself. This is Share Veronica.